Hello, my name is Edward Hunter, and welcome to Matsusaka, Japan for highlights from round 3 of the 2022 Formula SimRacing Pro Championship. Royal Blue Racing locked out the front row with Mirko Mancini and Cosmo Pasciuto, but Kakbanizio jumped the start, earning himself a drive-through penalty as Mancini led away. There was trouble in the mid-pack as George Chatzipantelis and Patrick Hanko made contact, spinning across the road and collecting Harry Smith and Frank Hamming. Thomas Vack had just passed Kevin Morville for 6th on the 5th lap when he got on the power too early exiting turn 1, sending the RSR driver straight towards the wall. Jukka Pekka was then able to slipstream past Morville, who was struggling on medium tyres. Championship leader Cas Rietveld then slipped through at the chicane. Stephen Michaels then sold a dummy on Morville on the run up to 130R. Kostas Van Vukas was filling in for Matt Tucson and had made excellent progress, getting past Morville and Michaels into 8th. Victor Ivanov was tired of being stuck behind Stoyan Barbukov, and the Bulgarian Networks driver made a brave pass at the chicane to go all the way around the outside of his countryman for 3rd. His teammate Danny van den Eet followed him through. Mancini was first of the leaders to pit, followed by his teammates and Van Vukas. Mancini emerged right behind the yet-to-stop Fabian Ballet and Rasmus Andreasen, who were battling away, allowing Mancini to slip past the burst car. Pasciuto was not far behind, passing Andreasen as Mancini overcame Ballet approaching 130R. Barbukov then attempted to pass Andreasen at the hairpin but went in far too deep, allowing an opportunistic Van Vukas to pass 2 cars in one corner. Barbukov refused to give up though, running side by side before completing the move into turn 1. Andreasen continued to struggle as Michaels in the ground effect car slipped underneath him. Ivanov made his first stop on lap 19, followed a lap later by his teammates, indicating that Netrex were attempting to one-stop the race. Then it all went wrong for Rietveld when Chatzipantelis spun in front of him, the Dutchman lost his front wing, and his teammate was out on the spot. Pasciuto was able to snatch the lead away from his teammate Mancini, but this would only be temporary, as he relinquished it again when he went wide at Spoon Curve. Meanwhile, Ivanov was well and truly on a charge, dispatching easily of Van Vukas on lap 22, before doing the exact same to Lalu 2 laps later. Barbukov then made a bold attempt to go all the way around the outside of Vasily Ampatsidis, and incredibly the Royal Blue driver pulled the move off. The Greek driver then fought back though, going down the inside and threading the needle between Barbukov and the lapped car of Hanko exiting the pit lane. This fighting allowed Van den Eet to dive up the inside of Barbukov at the chicane, as Ampatsidis and Van Vukas made their second stops. Mancini reacted by pitting from the lead a lap later along with Lalu, but both were jumped by Van Vukas, who had an incredible outlap. Then it was Pasciuto's turn to pit, the American emerging narrowly behind Mancini, but just in front of Lalu. Sensing victory start to slip away, Pasciuto and Mancini began to fight each other, but Van Vukas had caught Van den Eet for 2nd with 4 laps remaining, and using DRS, made his bid around the outside. But just as it looked like the Greek driver had made it through, it all ended in tears as he spun into the gravel. Van Vukas had made a tiny mistake on the dirty path of the track, lost the rear end, and then was collected by Van den Eet, who could do nothing to avoid him. With his tyres in dire shape, Van den Eet battled gamely to keep Mancini behind, sacrificing his own race for his teammate Ivanov. On lap 40, Mancini finally got through, the Netrex car giving the Italian just enough space to pass him. Then it was Pasciuto's turn, as he went all the way around the outside of the Dutchman at 130R to take the final podium spot. Van den Eet found himself desperately defending from Lalu on the final lap, but it was all in vain as he had nothing left to fight the Finnish driver with. Up front, Mancini had closed the gap to within 4 seconds, but it was too late, with Ivanov managing the single stop to perfection to brilliantly win the Japanese Grand Prix for Netrex. Royal Blue locked out 2nd, 3rd and 4th with Mancini, Pasciuto and Lalu. Van den Eet played rear gunner to finish 5th ahead of Ampatsidis and Van Vukas, who put in a stellar performance despite his late spin. Morville beat Barbukov to 8th, whilst Michaels rounded out the top 10. Rietveld was desperately unlucky to only finish 11th after being forced to pit for a new front wing, but still beat Andreasen, Vack, Nizio, Hamming, Ballet, Smith and Hanko, with Chatzipantelis, Songzor Ferenzi and Chris Gitsov failing to finish. Cas Rietveld still leads the Pro Drivers' Championship, but only by 13 points over Jukka-Pekka Laulu. Viktor Ivanov moves up to third after his victory, just a point behind Laulu, as the absent Jan Grantquist drops to fourth after his promotion to the World Championship with Super Venturi. Mancini, Van den Eek, Pascuto and Barbikov are all still in touching distance and could play themselves into the title hunt. We'll be back for round 4 at Silverstone on the 17th of April, but from me, Edward Hunter, and from the land of the rising sun, it's goodbye for now.